What is up, everybody? This is the Fame City Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am PS Rocket here with
Worth HTX, guys.
losing hair by the day. Every time you see him, there's a little less every time. You'll never know because I always wear a hat, so you don't know what my hair looks like, and I like to keep it that way. You know, I get asked several times, walking down the street, and people say, what does PFK mean? What does it stand for? What I usually say is two-part answer. I say, one, who are you? I don't know who you are. And two, no, wait. Who are you? I don't know who you are. Yes. And then two, I'll answer that question on another date. So I leave it kind of ambiguous. So we got Playing for Keeps, PFK sponsoring the video per usual. Thank you so much for PFK.
Thanks, guys.
So let's get this thing cracking. Ready? And 3, 2, 1. I totally missed mine.
Lord.
My finger slipped. I'm
Lord.
sorry.
I'll edit it to where they crack at the same time.
Please do. Oh, I haven't had the orange in a while. Back on the coasters.
Back on the coast.
Okay, so I told Worth today, I'm like, we need to do a retrospective, full-on retrospective, but quick little bites on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, all the releases that we got in 2021. We're here in 2022. Let's look back on 2021. Now, no reason to look back on 2020 because literally nothing came out. And that is bewildering to me that 2020 gave us nothing.
Well, we had to stay home.
Yes. So all I'm saying is DC found a way to release some things in 2020, and Marvel did not. So a little knock on them, but they came in hard and heavy. I was telling Worth this. So there was 9 individual Marvel properties out in 2021. That was 5 shows on their Disney Plus, and then 4 released feature films. A Marvel / Sony at the end of the year, obviously.
I'd say 3.
Yeah, we'll say 3. And then
films. I'm not counting Eternals.
Yeah, okay, that's right. Okay, so technically there's 4, but we would like to say there's 3.
Yeah.
So I want to let's quick takes. I want to just do a full retrospective on what Marvel gave us in 2021. I think a video that we've already filmed that you'll probably see at some time, we look into 2022 and all the properties that are coming. But let's do a little retrospective. So we started the year off January 15th. We started the year off with WandaVision.
WandaVision was amazing.
And talk about starting with one of the strongest ones. I think WandaVision is excellent. I think it still holds up. It's one of the rare ones that I have gone back and watched a few episodes here and there. I don't see myself going back watching like entire series, even though they're only 6 to 9 episodes. But no, WandaVision was just like it sounded stupid on paper. I'm like, the name sounds dumb.
Yeah.
You know what? I had no idea what it was about. The marketing was kind of weird, and then little by little, it's showing you, episode by episode, it kind of opens the page a little bit more, and you finally see what the idea is behind the show.
You had to have a bit of patience.
Yeah, that really did test your patience. It was enjoyable to watch, but it's like at the same time, you're like, this is not going anywhere.
This is not MCU-ish.
Yes, I'm watching a 50s TV show, and I don't know if I should be okay with that or And then shout out to Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch. She totally cemented herself as she's legit badass, and
she is.
We're gonna see her for many, many years, and maybe see Vision. I don't know. That was kind of left ambiguous. Is he dead?
He's gone.
So I guess we just accept that he's that's the end of Vision.
Yeah.
So Fired Out to get really good, really strong, and then following up a couple months later in March, they gave us the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What are your thoughts on give me a hot take on the Falcon and Winter Soldier, because we were really mixed on that one. That was as the second show. That was hard to get a mixed reaction on that.
I wasn't thrilled about it, man. I was more happy that we had a show coming out or something coming out. But as far as the episodes, I was more happy watching Luke Cage or something, man. Honestly, than that.
So honestly, it was so it started off really strong. The very first sequence of Falcon was badass and it was awesome. Mm-hmm. And then it just kind of the antagonists were really not very strong. They weren't really fleshed out. The stories were a little convoluted. It was really heavy-handed in its political messages and social warrior stuff. That's get used to it. We're going to be seeing that a lot. That's going to be what Marvel or what Disney does, I should say. So it was a little much, but it did its job in establishing Sam Wilson as Captain America, so much that they're planning a movie for him. So
for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Captain
that.
America 4. Yeah, that's in development right now.
Be ready, guys.
Where that goes, I have no idea, but that's their thing with Sam. So more power to him. But yeah, I would say it was mixed at best for me. Yeah. That's how I felt about it.
I wasn't really I could have skipped that.
Yeah,
went straight to Loki.
We could have. Yeah, as I was saying, we could have hard passed that. Yeah. So then we got our first film release, our first feature film that was in May, and that is Black Widow came out, and we saw that.
No, they didn't come out in May.
Did it not come out? I thought
it came out like in August. They pushed it right to July or August.
They pushed the hell out of it. I know that, but I could be wrong. Let's see.
And double check that.
Black Widow release date July 9th. Yes, I stand corrected. We'll off on that.
Oh, yes.
By Worth. So yes, before we got our first feature film, yes, we did get Loki. That was first on June 9th. Man, Loki.
Loki was awesome. We talked about it before it came out.
Yeah. So the trailer was very mysterious. I remember that there seemed like a lot of layers to it, and I always wondered what they were going to do with a Loki series. I'm like, because like you don't really see Loki as like an action kind of person. Like he's not going to be in big fight sequences or anything like that. So you kind of wonder how they're going to take his approach, and I think they did a great job with the whole TVA thing, with just the
time travel thing.
Yes, and just everything about that I think was done really well. It was also one of those episodes where it sucked. You wish that you could have got every episode at one time, because like those episodes ended cliffhangery a lot.
How many episodes was it? 9?
It was only 6. So Loki only got 6.
The real good shows later on that came on only had like 6. Man, I wish it would have had more. But
yeah, I would have. It's weird.
There'll be a season 2.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. Hopefully. If you saw, I'm not spoiling anything, but damn, if you saw the end of Loki, yes, that absolutely must require a season 2. So no, Loki was probably at that point that competed with WandaVision. I was like, damn, that's up there.
They're both good.
We really, really liked it.
What do we have after that?
So now we have our first film release. Now we have Black Widow. So we saw Black Widow, I think, maybe on a Thursday. I forgot when we actually went to go see that. It may have just been a Friday showing. I don't know.
I don't remember, but I do remember I like Taskmaster.
Yes,
that's what I did like.
That her, too
bad she didn't get enough screen time. Or
no, and her first appearance, whenever she showed up and had that first fight with Black Widow,
that was dope.
I thought that was pretty great.
We talked about that in another episode. Yeah, but that was dope.
Yeah, no, I genuinely enjoyed. I thought that was awesome. So, and that movie, God, was filmed for like 3 years before we actually even saw it. So, not to say that was any knock on it, but yeah, it took forever. I don't think we were either too hyped for that movie. I think it was like
we knew she was dead already. So.
Yeah, so it's like there's only so much you can get excited for it. I mean,
we got Florence.
We did, yes. That was the best thing that came out of that is we got Yelena. So I'm thrilled for that.
Cutie.
Yeah. So I'm hoping she maybe takes the Black Widow mantle and just kind of. Yeah, we'll see what they do with her.
She didn't make top 5 though, but it's okay.
She did not. Yes.
You'll get that video soon, guys. You'll get that video soon. It's coming, guys.
Oh man, yeah, she did not make. I think she deserved it. In hindsight, I think she deserves. She is cute.
We'll see.
So then let's see. Now I'm going to try to. So we've got our 3 now. So we've got 2 Disney shows left, and then we got 3 movies. So let's jump to ShangChi. I think that was somewhere around in there.
Yes.
ShangChi quickly becoming one of my favorite Marvel movies. And dangerously becoming one of my favorite. Might make it in the top 3. I don't know. Every time I watch it, I swear I enjoy it even more.
Yeah.
And a good testament, my wife watched it, and she was like on the edge of the seat, like watching it. Like you could tell when your wife's not very interested. She's playing on her phone, or she's like leaning back, whatever.
If you're married, you know.
Yeah, like she was like legit on the edge of her seat and watching it and thoroughly enjoying it. She really liked Katie, the ditzy best friend. So that was her favorite character.
Yeah.
That was weird. You had a weird reation to ShangChi.
I didn't really like ShangChi, man. Maybe because I was full of that liquor.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Worth had a lot to drink before we went to see that one.
The second time I liked it. The third time I really liked it.
Yeah.
So I had to appreciate those action sequences and the visual effects a little bit more, dude.
And it was like it was proof that you can make a Marvel movie that doesn't have to be directly connected to the Marvel universe. Yeah. Like Shang-Chi was very lightly connected. Like it could just stand alone and be its own movie.
Just the 10 Rings had like something to do with things before.
And it was just casual mentions of people being snapped, but like really it was its own standalone story. So I appreciated that the most about it. I thought that was awesome.
Especially from a character that we're really not familiar with.
No, yeah. You know it was an excellent origin, I said. It got lucky. It got one of the best origins. And then in August, we got What If.
Yeah.
So this was my gripe with What If. And I've told you this before. I'm not sure if I've ever told on camera, but I'll quickly explain. My gripe with What If. I didn't think the show was bad. It had all the voice actors. The animation was stellar. It was good. My problem is when I think of a What If, my scenarios in my mind are so much more extravagant than the show gave us.
Yeah.
It's like I've never sat around, or me and Worth have never sat around and we said, you know what? What if T'Challa, Black Panther, was Star-Lord? And then we're like, oh, that'd be amazing. Like, no
and
one.
And what if Thanos never snapped and got the stones, and he was just a regular guy at a bar?
It's like their scenarios were just like no one's ever thought of those things because nobody would ever think of those.
Yeah,
like,
those are not exciting what if scenarios.
No.
Yeah.
When I think, I'm like, what if Thanos met Ultron and they went together and then they found War Machine's armor and put it on? And it's like my stuff's out of this world, and maybe it doesn't translate well on TV, but that was my biggest complaint, and that's for sure getting a second season. So we're getting more of that, I guess. But that's probably, as far as like production, that's probably the easiest for Disney to produce. So we'll get more of that. But that one was probably bottom of the barrel for me as far as the Disney Plus shows. I would say that came in right at the bottom.
That was on the bottom for sure.
Yeah, Falcon Winter Soldier just slightly above it.
Yep.
August, and then we walked into November. We strolled into November, and we're given The Eternals or Eternals. I don't give a shit how you want to say it. They literally mean the same thing. I don't know why that was a thing.
So they gave us the What If, which was trash to me.
Yes.
And then they gave us a trash movie right after that.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Marvel.
wait, at least you're keeping your trash together. I mean, at least you didn't spread it out. So yeah, we did a whole podcast on it, and the audio sucked, and I was bothered by that. But like, that was our genuine rants on it. So yeah, Eternals, absolute garbage. The only thing that disappoints me even more is that Eternals has like a 48 or 46 on Rotten Tomato. It needs to be in the 20s. There is very little.
I was thinking more like 0, but I mean.
Yeah, I guess if you want to go that far. The only thing I can say, I will say it's in the 20s because at least it was a competently made movie. Yeah. It was filmed competently. You can tell that this was a Marvel production. Mm-hmm. The special effects were at least there. The cinematography was there.
It was there.
But literally everything else was garbage.
Your time was there too, so you had to make sure you had to take off that day if you had to work.
That movie was 6.5 hours long.
Lord have mercy.
Yes, that was like working a full work day for me. Yeah, that was absolute terrible. That was so unusual. Like, so many years, man, we've walked out of Marvel movies and been like, hell yeah, that was badass, that was awesome, whatever. And we literally walked out of that so disgusted.
I never walked out with my head down, really.
Yes,
that was the first time
almost
I was
embarrassed.
I'm looking around, like, did anybody see me come out of the cinema? It was bad.
What cracked me up, Worth called me a couple days ago. He's like, hey, I saw Eternals for a second time, and I think it's pretty good. I gave it a second try. I'm like, you liar. Of course you didn't see it.
You know I didn't see this shit.
No. And we committed to that, too. We're like, we will never watch that movie again. That was absolute waste of time.
Maybe by accident.
Yeah, unless I'm cycling through and I see it. God, garbage, but I don't want to. That's
anywho.
Yeah, so let's move on. So, and then later on, a couple weeks later, thank God we had a palate cleanser, because then we got the Hawkeye series showed up on Disney Plus.
That was amazing.
And now after we finished that and seen it, it gives me more. It makes me believe more that should have been a movie, a fleshed out full length movie, and Eternal should have been given a TV show, Disney Plus. Not to say it would have made it any better. Not to say like we could have redeemed it. But you could tell that those two structures should have been flipped. Yeah, we should have got a Hawkeye film. If you gave every other
people loved Hawkeye.
Yes,
I mean, first of all, you see the comments on Eternals.
Yes,
people said that they loved it. They were liars, bro. Okay?
Oh my gosh,
I haven't seen one person that disliked it, and I know they're full of shit. Okay,
so I seen that on Twitter. I seen it on Instagram. Because I always go to the comments whenever they are like, it's kind of Eternals comes to Disney Plus in 15 days or whatever, and I'm like, oh, it's awesome. Put it there sooner, Disney. I'm no, don't put it there at all. How about that?
We'll pass.
And then we finished the year with a freaking bang. Spider-Man: No Way Home, literally one of the very best Marvel MCU Sony-verse movies. That have ever been made. You should know we raved about it for almost an hour on the most recent podcast. But talk away, man, end the year like that was absolute stellar, absolutely wonderful Spider-Man movie. Exactly what I wanted.
Probably more than what I wanted. It was really good.
That was everything that I would want in a Spider-Man movie, and I even said this in the thing. I'm like, everything I wanted if I ever had 3 Spider-Mans in one movie, they accomplished. I want their banter to be there. I want their action sequences to play off one another. Like so many little quick shots, like of them, Peter slinging, and then the two of them grab onto him with the web and sling him over.
That. You had to really pay attention to that.
That was super quick, but like that was slick as hell.
That was dope.
Yeah,
that was dope.
So,
and the silhouette of them up there on the building too was dope when they met Peter the first time.
That
Peter
was,
1.
Yeah, when Peter 2 and 3 meet Peter 1, yes. So all in all, I would say definitely it was not the strongest year for Marvel because they hit for the first time, they broke their streak and they had one of their worst movies in Eternals.
Well, here's the thing too, real quick, cut you off. Well, they hadn't really come out with shows, so I think that was a win. Even though some of the shows may have not hit like you wanted, that was a win. And
Well, I say
in some sense.
Well, they started their platform, and then they started their Marvel TV properties very much strong out of the gate with WandaVision. I think that was a great decision. Because I think they had time, and they really, honestly, maybe with the exception of Hawkeye, because that was definitely a Christmas, they could have released any one of those 4 in any particular order.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they were really stuck to anyone. So I think they made a really good decision to do WandaVision first, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier, okay. But then to bring in Loki in the middle of the year was a really, really good call.
They had to.
Yeah, because that was, and Loki's importance into the full MCU was very significant, so that was good to have in there. And then you throw What If, because there's some fan service they'll like that. And then you finish it off with Hawkeye. But yeah, Hawkeye was a Christmas movie, so it had to be.
Let us know what happened with Ronin. We got Kingpin showing on there. We got a Matt Murdock showing on Spider-Man 3. So I mean, good.
Yeah, you could say year of cameos, like that, like extended cameos. Like we're finally seeing little glimpses of the Netflix series now coming into the MCU, which gets me freaking excited. So, man, bring me some Jessica Jones, some Luke Cage. Bring it all in. So. 2021, solid year for Marvel. I would say they had their worst movies of all time, and literally a month later followed up with one of their best movies of all time. So, as Fame City Podcast, they're easily forgiven, and man, looking forward to 2022. So go check out our other video. I don't know if it's up yet, but go check out our other video where we look at least the Disney Plus series of 2022.
Yeah,
and go check it out.
Oh yes.